embarrassing, annoying, disappointing, unprofessional, sickening. All words that I've seen or heard from people since last night's humiliating result against a very, very good Bayern Munich side. When you qualify for these competitions, you qualify in the hope that you have an opportunity and a chance to really become one of the elite, one of Europe's big names. You know, when you think of big names, you think of Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, even teams like Manchester United, Ajax. You know, those clubs are all considered elite players in the Champions League, and so getting to the final against another great team, Liverpool, expectations go really, really sky high. But last night's result really kind of just brings you right back down to earth with an almighty crash. The team that was put out, to me on paper, looked very, very assured. I was pleased to see such a strong lineup, with the exception of maybe Eriksen, who generally speaking would be one of the first names on the list. You'd kind of think to yourself, well, you know, that's pretty much our first team out there. So, you know, my expectation was, you know, we're going to give them a good game, you know. And as most people have said, if you've watched other people's videos, the first 30 to 40 minutes, we played some of the best football that we've played for a long, long time. Our press was really good. Our pace was really good. Our desire was really good. And Ndombele was playing really, really well. He's passing through to Son, who to be fair should have had probably 3 goals in the first sort of 30 minutes, but Neuer being the class goalkeeper that he is. It looked really good to me. Dele Alli as well, I thought, starting to look like a real player coming back to form. You know, his desire was there, his tracking was there, his you know, his desire to make something happen was really good, you know. Even Kane, I mean, Kane played some excellent passing as well, dropping deep and really contributing. And you start to think to yourself, this isn't a team that's upset with his manager. This isn't a team that's not playing for the shirt, you know. But of course, then you get the killer goal from Kimmich. Wow. I mean, you know, to be fair, you know, I'm watching it and I'm like, great goal. What a great goal that was. Yes, you can defend it better. Yes, you can get out and get in his face quicker maybe. But the execution of the shot was fantastic. So then you think, okay, 1-1. We're still in this game. It's still all to play for. You know, it's still fairly early. Lewandowski, who has already scored 11 goals or something in 11 games. Well, you know, what can you say about the guy? You know, I mean, he's an exceptional footballer. You know, he's on the byline. He does this crazy little flick to take it past Jan Vertonghen. There's a melee in the centre of the penalty area. It falls back to him, and he just turns and swings his leg and puts it perfectly, absolutely perfectly, into the bottom right hand corner. And Hugo can't do anything about it. And there you are, 2-1. But again, at that point, I'm still thinking, okay, 2-1, we can, we can still get into this game. We can still get somewhere. And of course, it's a killer blow just before half time, and you think to yourself, well, he needs to really pull something out of the bag at half time. He really needs to pull them together and start getting them thinking what we're going to do and getting back to the first sort of 30 or so minutes of press and passion. So the second half starts, and it appears that Tottenham haven't really left the dressing room, because before you know it, you're 4-1 down, and it's all starting to look rather disappointing. And at the point where we got the penalty, which by the way I didn't think was a penalty, you kind of think, oh, luck's changing. Harry Kane, he ain't gonna miss. Puts it in the corner there, grabs the ball with the intention of going back and starting again. Let's get going. Come on, boys. Let's do this. And you think, well, okay, we're really we're tight, but we can still get somewhere in this game. We could kind of get, maybe if we could pull it back to get a draw. So it's kind of at this point that I think Pochettino probably makes some mistakes, and if I'd have been him, I'd have probably made the same ones, because I was sat there watching it saying, well, we're losing the game, you got to go for it. You might as well lose 5-2 as to lose 4-2. There's no glory in only losing 4-2. That really doesn't make a lot of difference. So then he makes the substitutions, and he brings on Eriksen and takes off on Ndombele, who, to be fair, I thought was our best player in long periods. And straight away he curls one, pulls off a save by Neuer to keep it at 4-2. And I thought, oh, hold on, is Eriksen actually up for this game? Is he going to be the difference now? Is he kind of taken the hint at being stuck in on the bench? But sadly not. It appears that for the rest of the game, Eriksen did very, very little, in my opinion, to actually redeem himself and prove his worth, which is again really, really disappointing. And so I think from that point onwards, it almost felt like we were saying, game's lost. Game's lost. We've lost our desire, we've lost our effort, basically we just capitulated into not really giving a stuff. And well, the rest. The outcome is 7-2. A really, really embarrassing scoreline. A really, really disappointing day at the office for a lot of players. I don't think there's a lot that can be said that hasn't already been said. I mean, it is really, really annoying. But like I've touched on, the team at the start of the game looked pretty good. I was happy to see the players in the game that were in the squad that were on the pitch. I thought we were going to really give them a go, but I have to say, Serge Aurier is not covering himself in any kind of glory at all. He has absolutely lost the confidence of most Tottenham fans, I would suggest by now. The unbelievable jump on top of one of the Bayern players in the first half, could have seen him walk, in my opinion. It did kind of look like he was jumping to get out of the way, but jumping to get out of the way and ending up kind of going in a forward motion on top, double-footed on top of the Bayern player. Whether you mean that or not, he still did it. He hit the guy quite badly, and I think, that kind of suggested what was going to happen there. Danny Rose also didn't cover himself in glory as a left back, getting turned on umpteen occasions. by their player, and everything seemed to be coming down the flanks, and both of our fullbacks were getting ripped left, right and centre. And so for me, that's kind of where the main problems lie. My other comment really is around, unfortunately, around Hugo Lloris. I said this before in a previous, I might have been on a podcast I was doing with some other guys, and I said that for me, it just doesn't seem to be the same player that used to work so well as a sweeper keeper. I mean, he was probably one of the first sweeper keepers to come to the Premier League, where he would rush out and stuff, and a lot of us would go, what are you doing? Why is he rushing out like that? But actually we've seen lots and lots of benefit of that, where he closes people down quickly and snubs out the shot and puts them under pressure. Last night he was just rooted to his line. He didn't seem to be able to influence anything happening in his penalty area. So every time Ganabi, it came across him, you just knew he was just going to put it in the back of the net, and Lloris was just rooted there like a statue, not really influencing it at all. So those are my real big call-outs, I guess, of the game. Really, really disappointed, and really wanted to see us make something of it, And to be fair, at the beginning of the game, I'd have probably taken a draw. Once we were behind, yes, I did want us to push on. I did want us to bring the attacking players on, which Pochettino did do. He did bring the attacking players on, but it kind of just made it worse. Didn't actually help us in the slightest, which I was hoping it would, to get that pressing game going again. But for me, that's where we lost it. Playing a high line, but not pressing, was always going to leave space for players to run into, the sort of space that Son and that Moura would have loved. But then you do that and your fullbacks are not paying attention. They were just bursting through every time, and then all you've got is Jan and Toby trying to block and get in the way and close down, and unfortunately they weren't quick enough or good enough to do that against a really clinical Bayern Munich attack. You can't give teams like that kind of space and expect them not to score goals against you. But hey, we are where we are. What you can do now is dust yourself down and move on to the next game. Fortunately, the next game comes very quickly, Saturday against Brighton. So what can you do? The game's gone. You take the flak. I've given myself an imposed social media blackout. I won't be going on Facebook or on Twitter. I'll be keeping my head down very much so, and seeing what happens come Saturday afternoon. But I'll keep the faith. I love my team, and I love my manager, and I hope and I pray that he's going to be able to turn it around. Up the Spurs.